Shalom. We are back. Good to be back with you. We're going to continue our series on the weaponization of music. And this agenda is against our youth. Even though it affects, older people, it is mainly affecting our youth. The numbers are off the chart. So we want to pick off where we left off at. I want to go back to the book of Adam and Eve, verses, chapter 20, verses, let's start verse 15. Meanwhile, the children of Seth, who were on the holy mountain, prayed and praised the Most High in the place of the host of angels who had fallen. Wherefore Elohim had called them angels, because he rejoiced over them. So you have to understand that when the children of Seth found themselves in the cave of treasure, and their way to live was handed down to them by their great grandfather Adam. It was the deal was that they lived on a mountain that was above the rest of the world, where they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. So the Most High put them in a special holy place, which was a good place. And I want you to picture them up high on a mountain, and up on the mountain, a cave where they lived, and then picture the sons of Cain below them, okay? And, they were prayer warriors. They interceded, they fasted, they sang to God, and for that reason, the Most High called them angels. No, they were not angels, but that he had anointed them. So he looked at them as a replacement for the watchers who had fallen when they had fallen in love with the daughters of the sons of men. So let's take a look at verse 16. It says, but after this, they no longer kept his commandments. So it came to a place where they didn't keep his commandments, nor held the promise he had made to their fathers. Okay? But they relaxed from their fasting and praying, from the counsel of Jared, their father, and they kept on gathering together on the top of the mountain to look upon the children of Cain, from morning until morning, and morning to evening, and upon what they did upon their beautiful dresses and ornaments. So every day, as they heard this music, they went to the mountain and looked down in the valley to the sons of Cain, listen to the music, listen to horse races, and looking at their women. Then the children of Cain looked up from below and saw the children of Seth standing in troops on top of the mountain, and they called to them and said, come down to us, come down and party with us, And this is really the power of music, Even myself, as an adult, just turned 55. But as an adult, sometimes I'm at a stoplight and I'm pulling up and I hear somebody pull beside me and I hear a beat. And unconsciously, I begin, to bob my head. So there's a power in music. Music is power. And I want you to understand there's a personality, the fourth personality that was introduced in the Torah was Ha-Satan, okay? And he was cast down, but at one point his job was to bring in the sun. And with that, he brought in music. So if anybody knows music, it's Satan, okay? And he uses music against the children of the sons of men. If you were to put a number on the majority of all the talent, going back into the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, into current day, most of them start off in the church. This is where they get their talent. Because I want to understand how Satan started off in God's church, the church of the universe, if I may say that. But one day he seen himself in a light that he had no business in. And what he did was, he said, I will ascend. I will do this. I will do that. Because guess what? He wanted to be praised. You see, saints, you see Torah family, you see God's family. Not everybody can handle praise. Not everybody can handle worship. If you can't handle praise, you know you can't handle worship. You know? And oftentimes, you know, you have to discern the difference between flattery and worship. Oh, you the man. Oh, that was awesome. And how can you really take credit for a gift that doesn't belong to you? What do you really have that belongs to you? Or should I say, what do you have to our family, God's family, that you have been given by the Most High Yah? And why did he give you that gift? Will it be music? He gave you that gift to use to glorify him. He gave you that voice and the talent to glorify him. And we're at a point where, you know, we're in a valid decision. Either we're going to say, okay, it's me and Yah, and I'm standing on this holy mountain as the children of Seth were doing, okay? Or we're going to go to that cliff and edge and look down and wonder and keep bobbing our head and popping our fingers. And before you know, we're going to be popping and locking. And our women are going to be what they call twerking to a different beat. It's not easy to walk in holiness, but it's not hard. It's only hard when you don't ask Yahweh to help you. Well, you know, we're experimenting in these new times. I'm trying something different. So, you know, pray for me as I am endeavoring to continue to preach this gospel through repentance by way of death, burial, and resurrection. And we'll be right back. Thank you for listening. Shalom.
I'm away from you. It makes me want just more of you. The more I run and say no to you, I find myself running back.